Those trends are young population, focus on health, and a tremendous amount of social media content, which is enabling people to pick up trends very fast, right? And we're seeing that very aggressively in the Middle East, in Dubai. I mean, Ayman just spoke about it, but I can tell you in the land-starved, capital-starved country of India as well, you'd be surprised as to people across the income segment. We have court bookings today, at least I'm speaking about paddle, but I'm pretty sure, and Pranav was in the audience, I'm sure he alluded to the fact that even for pickleball, there's days of waiting. And these aren't cheap hourly rates from what I understand. That tells me that there is clearly a massive market to go after. There is facilitation happening from the powers above, like the government, both in this region as well as India, which in developing countries, as you know, I mean, at least India, it's an extremely important thing to consider. Like, how does regulation play a fact? How does zoning play a fact? And it comes across as there is clear intent to make that happen. And then the third thing is the business models and the total TAM that you would be going after. And that, I'm sure many panels even ahead of me alluded to. There's infrastructure, so in terms of courts, there is league creation, in terms of there's content, which is especially dear to me because we recently invested in a company which essentially is capitalizing on their ability to meta tag sporting events. So they're working with the NBA, they're working with smaller collegiate leagues. At some point, I think pickleball and paddle is of tremendous interest, and we've seen how quickly this has scaled up for creators, for leagues. Content is becoming an extremely important way to monetize some of this IP. And so we have been, as a firm, spending a lot of time in trying to understand ways in which we can play this, both for this region and India. And I think early days, but we've already done one investment, and so far we've been extremely pleased with the way that's turning out. And I think this will probably give a lot of confidence at the firm as well to spend time on this a lot more. I don't know if I specifically addressed a lot of the things that you mentioned, but
Yeah.
I think I will just maybe summarize in the end by saying that what do we look for? We look for essentially, large TAMs. Um, Obviously, we look for government enablement and the regulatory framework.